Welcome to the Centre for Legal Innovation's Legal Techy Tuesday series. We are very excited to have Philip Thurner, CEO and co-founder of NEXL with us today. He will be demonstrating NEXL's online platform for lawyers to grow and manage their referral networks. Before I hand over to Philip, a few quick housekeeping matters. Please switch off your webcams and microphones for the duration of the webinar. You will not be able to switch them on at any time unless Philip permits you to do so. If you have any questions at any time throughout the webinar, you will find a button at the bottom of your screen titled Q&A. Feel free to jot down any questions. Philip will see those and address them at the end of the session. And finally, a reminder that we will be recording this webinar. Again, welcome. Fabulous to have you here. And now over to Philip.
Thank you so much for that. Thanks for that intro. Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited today as well to present NEXL to the community. And well, not too much about myself. Myself, the founder and CEO, I worked at Gilbert and Tobin, and that's where I started my legal career. After that, I did a little bit of consulting for innovation services and helped law firms nationally here in Australia, but then also overseas and internationally. And then I started NEXL. And NEXL is kind of the new way for lawyers to network. And we are all about helping law firms build out their referral networks, grow them domestically with a strong focus, though, internationally as well. And this is basically what we do. NEXL is a community platform for lawyers to build stronger and more valuable referral relationships. It's like the AFR called it the LinkedIn for lawyers, but it is a little bit more than just a LinkedIn for lawyers. We have looked into all the different aspects on referral relationships, on network building, networking in the professional services industry, and combined a complete tool set and a strategy and a blueprint for you to grow your networks and build stronger relationships. Why are we doing this? We strongly believe in the power of networks, and we strongly believe that the future of law firms is networks. The reason why I'm saying this is because networks is one of the most dynamic, scalable, and low-cost solution for you to grow your practice. Just imagine if you are a boutique firm or a domestic independent firm here in Australia with a very strong domestic and international network of professionals, people you have available by a click of a button, your relationships, the people you already trust, who can help you deliver services to your clients. You can grow your global reach with your network. You can deliver different service offerings to your existing clients without having to bear the costs and overhead of opening offices in different jurisdictions, without hiring and expanding into different practice areas and groups, but through strong relationships and with a collaborative network of partners. A friend of mine who I spoke to not that long ago, Stephen Revel, he mentioned something, and I wanted to quote him here. He said the importance and the revenue potential of focused relationships between firms are extremely undervalued by most law firms. And that's so right. We've been talking to law firms all around the world in the last about 1.5, 2 years. And we have seen on how important referral relationships are, but how little law firms actually do to improve them and start managing them. And this is the reason why we made it our mission to help law firms build these referral relationships, make them stronger, and get more value out of it to grow and have better offerings to their clients and still stay very nimble and small within an independent or within a small kind of market, but have the same power as a big international firm. And this is kind of our goal. The big law firms, they're already looking into referral relationships very deeply now. Here is a snippet of an article which was published at law.com. I'm more than happy to share the link afterwards. You can read about it. There's some logos of law firms who are mentioned in that article. And those firms have started to create proper strategies and systems to look into their referral relationships a little bit more. So think about this. If big law needs referral relationships, then smaller boutique firms need it even more. because the big law firms, they have resources all around the world. They have a lot of resources even domestically here in local jurisdictions, but they also rely on these referral relationships. And that's not only for incoming, but also for outgoing work. And that's very important to understand. Referral relationships is not just taking. It's for both. It's taking, give. And the potential of what you can do with a strong network where you don't focus purely on incoming referrals, but also on outgoing referrals to extend your service offerings is incredibly valuable. So the value what we're trying to create is obviously incoming referrals as well, which is direct value in work and in cash. But we also create a community. And this community allows you to share knowledge and you help each other. So it is a space for you where together you can collaborate and kind of elevate and amplify the value you can deliver to your customers and your clients, but through this community, through your network, what you have built. You can offer new services, as mentioned before, to your clients through a network. Before Atrium started closing down and went under, I don't know if you've heard of Atrium, that law firm in San Francisco. They were a new law firm, had great potential, but then started failing. At the end, what they tried to do is actually change their model, because they have found that if they would offer their services through a network of professionals, they could turn it around and survive. But for them, it was unfortunately just a little bit too late. They had to close down, but that was their plan, to actually creating a professional services network to deliver their services, because they also found that this is the most scalable, low-cost way to grow their practice very, very quickly, and to deliver the services still low cost without having the overhead of needing so many resources all around the world. And they wanted to go with that. They started just a little bit too late and went under, but they found the same kind of solution as we did. We obviously allow you to expand your global reach, so your clients' international demands. Businesses nowadays are not truly local anymore. There's hardly any local businesses. Everyone in their life, in business, will need some sort of international advice very, very soon. We're in a highly globalized economy. And because of that, the international demand of your clients is growing. And to be able to keep up with it without having to open offices around the world, we allow you to build strong referral relationships with partners overseas, so you can offer the services through that. And you can become the trusted advisor, your single trusted advisor to all of your client needs. So even if you don't offer these services, all of your clients can always come to you, because if you have a very strong network, you can always solve the problems no matter what. And it doesn't always have to come directly from your lawyers. It can come from a very strong network, what you have built domestically or internationally. And that is kind of basically what I wanted to talk about, just in general, the concept and what we're trying to do. And now we're just going to jump in, and I'm going to show you what it actually looks like and how it works. So this is our community platform. So this is basically what the AFR call the LinkedIn for lawyers. As we are vertical of LinkedIn, so we're very industry focused for lawyers. So all of our content types are tagged and taggable and are legal specific. So, for example, if you select corporate, we have corporate as one of the practice areas in it. And if you tag your content with corporate, every corporate lawyer who has signed up and has defined their expertise as their corporate lawyer will have that pop up on their newsfeed. So this is a much, much more targeted and easier way to stay in touch with your referral network, plus also be seen. With LinkedIn, the problem what you have is that the algorithm on how it builds your feed is quite tricky. You have to be quite popular in a way to reach a broad audience. We have changed that. We have it more like content tagging and content enabled, so that everyone follows different content types, so you can easily reach them and also reach the right partners and the right lawyers all around the world. I'm just going to get out of there. Then another thing what we are quite different in and what differentiates us of LinkedIn is that we have different content types. We don't only have posts where you can simply like and comment on it. We have questions which can be answered, where it creates its own space within the community, and you can request different answers from different people, and answers can be upvoted. That's kind of the Quora style. I don't know if anyone has heard of Quora before, but it's kind of this Quora style question and answer kind of system. Then we have discussions. And discussions, again, they are different to posts, that they also create their own space. And once you post a discussion, it creates its own kind of forum-style discussion page where you can then actively engage in discussions. And I think Ben our head of growth, has posted something. Sorry, that was the wrong one. He has posted something lately, which was a discussion. And as you can see, is you can easily embed video as well, but it creates its own discussion page. So you can open it easily. You can join discussions. Discussions are reposted. You can reply to your different kind of discussion streams. And it's just a nicer and easier way for you to engage with your community. And we also have different community groups available as well. We have created a COVID-19 relief group for lawyers around the world to share their content for COVID-19 related. We have over 2,000 lawyers part of that currently. The network itself, NEXL, has over 2,000 law firms in 117 countries currently available. The next spot within NEXL is our directory. So within the directory, this is called basically your network. This is how you can find people. This is how you find lawyers or it's very easy for you to find the right lawyer internationally, but also domestically. So let's say we actually are looking for a corporate lawyer in the United States. You can just select the United States and corporate as the expertise, and then we go and we can see a few lawyers already there. Let's click on Aaron's profile. We have LinkedIn style profiles for every lawyer who signs up. So you can add your own bio, you add your expertise, your industry sectors. You can also post on your pricing, how traditional or innovative your service offering is. We can then also see in which kind of jurisdiction people refer work to, and also what kind of work they refer, which is quite interesting, because if you can see someone in the United States, you're a corporate lawyer here in Australia, you browse through NEXL and you can see, please show me the lawyers who are referring corporate work into Australia. It's easy for you to then find someone who has great potential to reciprocate your referral relationship, where you know already, okay, this is a potential partner for me because they're actually doing work already here in Australia. So let's connect with them and reach out. You can add them to your network, similar to LinkedIn. You can also send them a message within our messenger. And everyone on NEXL is there for the same reason, which is for growing their referral network and meeting new people. So it's very easy for people to reach out because everyone is there for the same reason. So just sending them a message, introducing yourself on what kind of services you can offer to them and how you can help them, starts the relationship. And it's very easy and straightforward to do that. We have spoken to many lawyers within our platform. We've built great relationships and have shared many referrals with each other. Another thing then, obviously, what we do is to help you once you have added people to your network is manage that network a little bit. And that management part of it is basically a CRM for your referral network. So you create your own list of all of your referral partners. And then within that, you can create or capture your interactions, what you have with them. You can give them your own rating internally. You can add notes to the relationship. This helps you keep track of everything. So with LinkedIn, the problem what I always have and what I see is I have lots of connections, but I don't remember how I met them. I don't remember the last time when I reached out to them. I don't remember the last time when we actually met. And this is kind of a system for you to keep track of this stuff. We also remind you of opportunities. So let's say Grant here is one of my relationships. I haven't reached out to him for a while. If he's active in the community and posts something, then we automatically send you an email notification with that as an opportunity. We tell you, hey, Grant, one of your connections you haven't reached out to for a while has recently posted something on the community. Just go in and like it. Because if you do so, you simply signal that person again that you exist, that you are there, and your name will pop up again because they get a notification that their post or you have commented on it. And this is how easy it is usually to stay in touch with someone, to simply signal them that you're still there. And it's very effective. It's simple, but very, very effective. You can keep your own ratings here. This is only for you internally. This is not shared with anybody. And this is just for you to see, okay, this is your value. Like you can get it on price, which is value, the quality, and the speed. And this should, again, help you to choose your right referral partner for the job. We also then have systems in place, which is for referral tracking. So we have a very simple referral tracking system, which allows you to flag emails as referrals. So we have an Outlook add-in in the App Store, which you can download as well. And then we keep kind of track of all of your referrals. And that's basically just a spreadsheet. So we've just basically copied a spreadsheet onto this, which is a very simple who has referred what to whom and how much was the referral value of it. But that then gives you insights into your referral relationships. You know exactly how much work is outgoing, how much is incoming. So we have some referral insights on reporting on it, which I can show you as well, but I have to go to the demo server. Just 1 second. And you have just great reports and insights running on that, where we show you exactly the dollar amount which went out, the dollar amount that comes in. You can then define who are your strong referral relationships, who are kind of the weaker ones. And you can also kind of use it a little bit as a leverage in when meeting with your referral partners, where you can say, hey, look, I have referred 10 matters to you. That was the value of it. I'm not really getting anything back. You can't always reciprocate. Sometimes you can just try to see if there's any value you can get out of it from that relationship, or you use it to form a new relationship and build it that way. So we have a few, we can just show you the insights very simply in some graphs, and then you can see your top referral relationships. This is basically on what NEXL is all about and what NEXL is. The main part is our community, to stay in touch and kind of build this community. NEXL is also free to join. This is probably also why we're growing very quickly globally. You can join for free. You can join the community. You can create your own profile. You can start connecting with people. You can start tracking referrals. Once you become a referral or a networking pro, where you go over a certain number of connections you actually have and start managing, you can upgrade to a premium version as well, which gives you more insights into relationships, gives you better reporting and some extra features on top. But the free version is already full with features and value you can get out of NEXL. So I'm looking forward to welcoming you to NEXL to share some of your content, reach out to a few people, start building your networks. And if you have any questions, you can just reach out to me at phil@nexl.io. And that is it. This is how simple our system is and what we do.
This is a great time for folks, if they want to kind of pose any questions, to let us know, and then we can direct those to you. So you've got some compliments coming in there, just waiting to see if anyone's got any questions and answers that you can provide, Philip, for them. It looks like a fantastic platform, and as you say, very easy to use. A couple of questions from me while folks might be thinking of some of their own. How have folks kind of tended to find this, say, in comparison with their profiles on LinkedIn? Are you finding that they're shifting them over, or they're keeping both of them going at the same time? Because, the functionality obviously is different, and it's a different environment, I get, but what's kind of been the approach to that?
Both. So both. But lawyers are not very active on LinkedIn usually.
Right.
We don't really have too many very, very active lawyers on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
That's probably because LinkedIn hasn't worked very well for that industry or for that kind of part. But they still keep both. It's quite different from its use case. But yeah, they're keeping it both. But then when they post something, they just post it on LinkedIn and they'll post it on our. We try to put some integrations into place. So that's on our roadmap. We've just been approved as LinkedIn developers, so we can integrate with LinkedIn as APIs.
Brilliant.
When you post on ours, that will then automatically post on LinkedIn as well.
Yeah, because I guess this in many respects is obviously a very specialist or specialised community versus LinkedIn being a broader contact opportunity, I guess. So I can see both of them working quite well in parallel.
Yes, that's right. And it should be a parallel. Because we currently do lawyer to lawyer only. So if you're trying to reach others, then yes, certainly LinkedIn is definitely the way to go. And they have a very broad reach as well. Ours is highly targeted. It's a little bit of smaller network, which is great again, because it evens the playing field a little bit, and people who come in right now have the great opportunity to grow their networks quite quickly and easily, and win the game of NEXL basically, and with this social selling and yeah.
And Philip, I guess the question that's probably going to come up a lot, and there's another question there that I'll come to next, but it's the obvious one around security. I mean, everybody is, thinking about it, talking about it. It's in the news. What if any, thoughts can you share in relation to that, in relation to the platform?
Yes, not a problem. So around the community aspects with the posts and all of that, there is privacy standard and GDPR is all considered. It is encrypted on transit and on REST, so it is a secure platform. The posts themselves are not as secure as the messaging. We have a messaging platform which is completely encrypted, and through that you can easily mention more confidential information in a one-on-one chat. So I wouldn't post confidential information on the actual community. Please do not do that, because this is available obviously to everyone in the community. We have private groups as well, and which is for legal networks and legal associations currently, where they can create their own private networks, and you can post more. You can go a little bit wider with what kind of data or content you post.
Yeah.
On the actual postings in the community, nothing confidential, but within the messaging and within the referral tracking in the notes, it's all good because we encrypted all the way down to the database level as well.
Okay. Thank you for that. Got a few questions, so I'm going to kind of pose them to you in sequence in which they've come in. The first question was, do you have an app at the moment?
Do we have an app?
Yeah.
No, not yet. We're just working on that right now. It's coming hopefully very soon. We're still very young. We released this just end of last year, so we have not had time to build and release the app yet, but it's coming.
Fantastic. So there's a few ones around functionality, so I'm just going to kind of pose them to you one at a time. Can a delegate like an executive assistant or marketing or someone like that within the firm post on behalf of someone else?
Not yet.
Not yet.
They can't. But so what we do currently is every individual user is grouped within a firm. So within that firm, you can share your relationships, and you can share the activity. And if you post it, they can easily still go, even if it goes through a business development post, on to the lawyer. It can be tagged easily and it will still work. But we're working on the delegate access as well.
And I suppose someone could effectively share their information to allow someone to do that on their behalf as well. But you're working on the delegation functionality. Okay,
we're working on that, but we also have functionality for law firms. So I've just shown kind of for individuals, but then for firms can then get a high level overview.
Great.
Because we get every lawyer to sign up with their work email address. You cannot sign up with your Gmail account, because your work email address, your email domain, locks you or verifies that you are part of a certain network.
Right.
Or a law firm, sorry.
Yeah.
And based on that, we group people together.
Yep.
Then when a law firm signs up, they can get an overview of all of their users and all of their relationships, what their users have built, and manage it on a firm level.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just ask you a few others. These are about connectability and whatever. Do you have integration with Facebook on the horizon?
No.
Okay.
No, it's not on our roadmap yet.
Okay. Is the platform only available in English?
Yes.
Okay. And finally, and this may have already been covered, but if you wouldn't mind explaining again how the reputation point score works.
Oh, here it is, reputations on the side. Oh, okay. So we do a few different things. So community has its own reputation, plus then the ranking within our directory pulls from a few different parts. So within the community, the more you engage and the more you post, for each like, for each comment, from what you get from others, your reputation starts going up. And that reputation point count goes towards your ranking with our directory. The more referrals you log, the more active you are within the community, the higher you rank if someone searches for your expertise in your jurisdiction. So if you are highly active partner, let's say a corporate partner in Australia, you do a lot in the community, you log your referrals, and you manage your network within NEXL, you will show up at the top. So if anyone then looks for a corporate lawyer in Australia, you rank the highest. Okay,
thank you for that. And I think you may have covered this one already as well, but let me just pose it again. Do you have to pay per firm or per license? How much does it cost?
Yes, so we have different models. So for a user to join, it's for free. People can join the community. They can start building their network. That's all for free. Then we have a premium license for individual users, which is $39 a month. That's US. We're charging everything in US because we're quite international. And that gives you a little bit of bump in your ranking on the directory, plus extra access on the profiles, more insights, and unlimited access to the tracking on your referrals in the network.
Okay.
And then we also have a firm license, but that's from firm to firm. That always depends on the size of the firm.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So I know that you mentioned earlier that it's for individual lawyers to sign up. Does that extend to folks, for example, in a paralegal capacity, or how does that work? Like, in other words, where does the definition work in relation to that?
Yes. Okay. So the way and how it works for us, the community can be joined by anyone within the legal industry, but not even from the legal industry specifically even. So we also have people from accounting slowly kind of starting to come in as well, especially as referral partners, but it will not show up on the directory. Directory itself is to find lawyers, and they have to be practicing lawyer in private practice.
Okay. Fantastic.
Yep.
Lots of amazing questions there. And I know that you'll want to keep the questions going afterwards as well. So obviously you can be found, not surprisingly, on LinkedIn, but in a bunch of other places as well if folks have those questions.
Yeah, and on NEXL, obviously.
Yes. Well, that was a given. I kind of thought that might be the case. But yeah, absolutely. But I know that you are easy to find, Philip, in a bunch of different places, in all the usual places that we would look as well, obviously, as this amazing platform. Yeah. So I'm just going to check that we've got no other additional questions coming in. And while I do that, just want to say again, look, congratulations on doing this. I mean, I think everybody here would know what an enormous amount of work this takes to get where you are. And obviously having these sort of discussion sessions not only give you the opportunity to tell your story and what the platform is about, but also, I guess, to receive that feedback and know what people have on their minds about functionality. And I know you're very open to that.
Exactly. I'm very open for it. So if anyone is signing up and is using it, please reach out to me anytime. You can even reach out to me within the platform. I am our number one support person. Just click on the left-hand side and you can reach me directly on my mobile. and reach out to me. And I'll usually get back very quickly. And I'm very open to any of the ideas, any kind of feedback. It's so important at our early stage of the business that we get feedback, honest feedback, even if it sometimes sounds harsh. It's very good for us to get that, and so we can make that entire experience better. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, Philip, thank you very much again. Really just a pleasure to have you. Thank you, everyone who participated in this. We hope that you like the Legal Techy Tuesday series. We love it. We love the opportunity to work with folks like Philip and NEXL, and also the opportunity to bring these things to you, to your desk. Don't forget, lots of opportunity to follow up with Philip. We are, as we mentioned at the beginning, recording this session. So if for any reason you've missed it or you want to watch it again, and I imagine both of those options might be available, perhaps even share it with your colleagues so that they can see it as well. And then, of course, contact Philip. We would certainly encourage you to do that. So, Philip, thank you very much again. Delighted. Don't forget to stay in touch with him, stay in touch with us on LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter. And we look forward to welcoming you back to our next Legal Techy Tuesday series. Thank you again, Philip. Good luck to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.